Optimism isn't sunshine and rainbows. It's fixing things, changing the way we fix things. It's running the world on smarter energy. Because if optimism never stops, then change can't either. GE Vernova, the energy of change.
Today in New Jersey?
Oh, there's some light bomb threats. Just just to shake things up.
Just to jazz things up. They said, "Oh, are you trying to vote?" What if we call it in and say that there's a bomb threat? Okay, also, you know what's scary in my town is that the polling places are schools.
Yeah, mine too. It was an elementary school that I went to. As you will see, I'm wearing my I voted sticker.
You know what? I didn't get a I voted sticker.
Wow.
Today. So it's like, did it even count?
I don't think it counts. That's officially the move.
I think that when they start to do bomb threats to shut down your polling stations, that should tell everybody how important it is to vote. They really don't want you to vote, okay?
It should also tell you which side you should be voting for. The side that is not calling in the bomb threats is usually the side that you should be voting for.
Yeah. And, one could say, well, how do you know? How do you know who called in the bomb threats? Well, when you look at where the bomb threats are happening, they're happening at polling stations that predominantly vote blue. So,
yes.
Yeah.
It's like a Jeff Foxworthy joke.
Like if you're...
You might be, I don't know. You might be
a Republican.
A Republican, yeah.
Can I tell you what else happened when I went to vote today?
What's that?
I got hit on.
Ooh.
Another
Were you wearing
bomb
a ring?
threat, am I right? Of course I was wearing my ring.
Carpet bombed this marriage. Okay. Now, do you think that it was because you were wearing a wedding ring?
No, real. When I tell you the story, you're going to be like, oh, that's terrible. So I went to the polls and lovely people that, by the way, if you are a poll worker.
I know a few poll workers.
If you're working a volunteer sitting at these polling stations, doing the work, you're there from 6 to 6. And on top of that, you're probably dealing with idiots, people who don't know what they're doing. Right.
Yeah.
And so, and it's a thankless job. They do it for free. I'm always delighted when I see the older people sitting there and talking and working there all day anyway. So when I went there was a gentleman and 2 ladies sitting on the side of my polling station, because my polling station covers 2 different parts of our town. So I went to the side that's mine, and it was really nice. And I was waiting to, put my ballot sheet into the machine.
Yeah.
And I heard the older man, who's, I don't know, anywhere between 70 to 80 years old. He said, "I really like your dress." And I said, "Oh my God, thank you. It's new. I really like it." And then I don't think he meant to say this as loudly as he did, but he whispered in a stage whisper to the woman sitting next to him, like my wife says, "Look, but don't touch."
So I don't know. So is that really hitting? Now, I think we have to talk about as a man, obviously. I mean, not to defend this gentleman, right?
You're like, actually, he didn't even hit on you, you ugly piece of shit. You're turning into my brother right now.
A little bit. I would say that I'm not that, he wasn't hitting on you. Well, I mean, maybe he wasn't, but to a certain age of men, that is the highest compliment that you can pay. I'm not going to say a woman, to a toots. Hey, toots.
To a broad.
To a broad, yeah. So he was like, "Hey, this tart is gonna like hearing this, right?"
This tart.
Well,
did my wife says, "Look but don't touch." Whoa!
So he's acknowledging. He's acknowledging his wife.
I guess. I felt icky about it. I was like, "Oh, Okay, I gotta go. I gotta get out of here.
Justice for horny poll worker is what I say.
You know what? Like you said, you've known quite a few co-workers in your time.
I've known.
And I bet you they're not horny at all.
No, they're miserable.
No, they hate it.
Yeah.
Anyway, exciting day, voting day today. The air, something feels different in the air, but for me personally, the PTSD is strong.
Yes. I was gonna say that because as I was making my way there, I was like, oh, I remember this feeling. I remember feeling like cautiously optimistic a year ago, exactly at this time, I guess, and kind of walking it in and just being like, well, I think things are gonna go well, and then, but I'd allowed myself, the possibility of, that Trump would win. I was just like, well, it's possible because it's happened before, but I was still pretty optimistic. Today, when I went to vote, by the way, I voted for the Democrats right down the line. It looked like it would be like Mario going down the pipe, just straight down, right? And I was like, well, I think she's gonna win. I think Mikey Sherrill's gonna win, but like the latest polls have been very, very close.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of jack signs. So it's what are you gonna do? Are you more optimistic, or what are you looking forward to more? Our state stuff or the Zoran stuff?
The state stuff is bleak. There was a rally this weekend in Montclair. Obama showed up for Mikey.
Yeah.
He was talking to the people in New Jersey the way they like to be talked to.
Mm-hmm.
He was telling it to us straight, right? Yeah. And so I think it's like, oh, well, Obama's here, so like they'll definitely win. And I was like, well, I mean, that's not true, necessarily. But I will say this, that there are a lot of centrists in New Jersey that did turn into Trumpers over time. I don't know if they're now like, oh no, we regret voting for Republicans, and I guess we'll go back to center-ish, which like Mikey is very much she's like true.
Yeah, she's a center. Yeah,
she's a centrist Democrat. Like she's, like it's not like the most exciting choice, but at the same time, you and I personally helped her win her seat of the district that we used to belong to. So like, I do think that that's very exciting. I just think that the United States has a problem with voting women into executive positions of power. And I think that's just the misogyny of it all. So I think that's the stuff that makes me feel really nervous. Like, I don't know how that's going to go. So instead, I am thinking about New York, and I'm like, you know what? Zoran he's thriving. He woke up this morning. He did a prayer. He was out there. He was at the clubs this weekend. He hit up the gay clubs. He hit up all the nightclubs. He hit up the reggaeton clubs. He hit up every club there is. And then he woke up the next day and he started working the streets again. And I was like, cocaine? What is this? How did you do this? And then this morning, there's a video of him getting ready to leave, and there's these like uncles surrounding him doing dua for him. And I was just like, this is making me so emotional. I'm just like so excited for him. And then to top it all off, while Zoran was going in with his wife, who looks like a fucking badass, by the way. I'm obsessed with her. Okay, Rama?
Oh. Yeah, this is how it starts. This is how you start building heroes, and then no, I'm joking. No, she sounds fantastic.
She's really cool. Okay, she's cool. I've never heard her voice once. She just looks like he looks like a really nice dweeb, and she just looks like the fucking coolest person to enter a room, right? But while they were at in Queens putting in voting, going and voting for themselves, obviously for himself, while he was there, the news of Dickolas Chaney passing dropped.
In a little.
He said, Zoran, did you hear the Dick Cheney passing? He goes, when did that happen? And they go, it just happened. He goes, oh. And then he just like put his head down and continued doing what he was doing. And I was just like, yeah, because what is there to say about Dick Cheney?
What is there to say? It's so wild, man. It's so wild. Like, when I think back about who Dick Cheney was during our lifetimes, he was like the alpha. He was Darth Vader. He was like the guy. It was like nothing can ever be worse.
Yeah, you're like
Dick Cheney.
Bush is just like this imbecile, like
Yeah.
he's like just he's just like there, he's like a puppet, and like
Yeah.
the real bad guy, Palpatine, is Dick Cheney. And then you're
Yeah.
like, he also shot himself once.
He didn't shoot himself. He shot his friend in the
He shot
face.
his friend. Forgot about that.
They were going pheasant hunting. Do you know how pheasant hunting goes?
No.
You want to know?
No, it goes this way. You go with your friend and he might shoot you in the face. That's how that goes.
No, it's hilarious only because like, you know, like right wing folks are like super duper, oh, we're hunters and a man knows how to hunt or blah, blah, blah. Pheasant hunting, especially in that kind of setting with like two octogenarians, or I think they were in their 60s or 70s or whatever. The way that works is that you go to a ground. The pheasants are like, they're already caught. They're caught pheasants, right? And they're bound and everything. And basically what you do is somebody goes ahead and they put the pheasants on the ground and then they release them. So you know that they're being released and then you shoot the pheasants. So it's like somebody goes pull and then the pheasants start to fly. So you know exactly where you're doing it. It's a very easy thing to do. So
it's straight up duck hunt.
It's straight up duck hunt. But I think duck hunt is a little bit more challenging because for pheasant hunting, they have something called buckshot. So buckshot is when you fire the gun, all these like hundreds of little pellets go in the air. So all you have to do is just kind of generally be in the area and the pellets destroy the pheasant's body because it's a tiny bird or whatever. So while Dick Cheney was doing this, he mistook his friend's face for a pheasant. And he shot him in the face.
Hundreds of little pellets burst into his friend's face.
Yeah. And then his friend apologized.
What?
He was like, I'm so embarrassed that Dick Cheney has to go through this because my face got in the way of his shot.
Oh my God. Anyway,
boy,
do not rest in peace, Dick Cheney. I'm excited for whatever fresh hell awaits you.
Yeah, I mean I guess that's what you have to say, right?
I feel no sorrow. No sorrow.
I feel no sorrow for this person. I know the amount of harm that this person did in the world, right? Having said that, when you look at how like dire things are in this country, especially on the right? Dick Cheney was one of the voices of reason over the last few years against MAGA and Donald Trump. Like that's how bad things have gotten. It's crazy.
It's insane. Anyway, listen, I know we tried to do this before, but I think that because we have this New York election and we have the likes of your guy, Curtis Lewa, running, I thought it would be fun for us to talk about different television shows and how the cast of those shows set in New York would vote. So we'll start with Friends, obviously, like iconic New York show.
Yes.
Joey.
Joey's not registered to vote. What are we talking about?
But if he is, do you think he's going Cuomo or Sliwa?
You don't think he's going Zoran?
I don't think so.
I think the Italian thing gets him. I think he falls for the Cuomo thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Chandler?
Chandler seems like a Zoran guy to me.
Chandler's Zoran.
Trans rights are human rights. Come on.
I think Chandler and Monica are both voting for Zoran.
I think so, yeah.
Ross is a Cuomo guy.
Ross and Rachel. They're both from Long Island.
I think Rachel is not registered, actually.
I think Phoebe's not registered.
I think Phoebe went to New Jersey and she voted for Zoran in New Jersey. She wrote it in. She didn't know.
I would say Rachel was unregistered until the Cuomo scare tactics got to her, and she went and she registered just so she could vote against Zoran. Would be my guess.
No,
yeah.
She was one of the hot girls for Cuomo.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cast of Seinfeld, Elaine.
Oh, we don't want to talk about that. Elaine's voting for Zoran, I think.
I think Elaine is voting for Zoran. I think Kramer's definitely a Sliwa guy. He actually campaigned for Sliwa.
He may be lieutenant mayor, whatever the second position is.
He might might be on the ticket with Sliwa.
He's on the ticket. Yeah.
I think George voted for Zoran, but he didn't tell anybody because he was worried. No,
George Costanza. He's an Italian guy. He's gonna fall for the scare tactics. There's no way.
And obviously, we know how Jerry would vote. He's a Cuomo guy. The cast of girls, which I have to look up because I forgot to write their names down.
I don't know any of the girls.
You've watched Girls before?
I've watched a Girls episode here and there. I don't know who any of them are.
Well, I think that Hannah, which is Lena Dunham's character, I think that she would have campaigned for Zoran, but then she forgot which day she was supposed to vote, and then she didn't vote. I think that Marnie for sure voted for Cuomo, which is Allison Williams' character. And I think Shoshana voted for Cuomo. I think Ray voted for Zoran, and he campaigned for Zoran. And then the rest of them just didn't vote.
Okay.
That feels right to me. How about Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
So Rosa and I'd say the ladies voted for Zoran. I'd say what's his name? Jake also voted for Zoran. I don't know why anybody wouldn't vote for Zoran.
Well, they're cops.
Yeah, but did you watch the last season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No, I know. Okay, Norman Scully are definitely also Lieutenant something on, or Scully and what's his name? Hitchcock. Hitchcock and Scully are definitely Sliwa guys. They've known him forever.
Yeah, they were the ones that were first on the scene when he got shot in 1991, like he likes to remind us.
I think that Terry was waiting for Eric Adams to drop out. Because he would have voted for Eric Adams.
Probably. Because he's an ex-police guy. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know about Captain Holt. I think that he voted for Zoran. But I think that Jake voted for Cuomo. Peralta?
No, why would you say these things? It's just terrible. I love these characters. You're ruining characters. Like now I'm thinking about like poor Ross. I'm like, I loved Ross near the end. He was so fun.
Okay, real quick. Top characters from 30 Rock. Liz Lemon.
Oh, Zoran.
Okay. Tracy Jordan.
He didn't vote.
Jenna Maroney.
She seems like a hot girl for Cuomo.
Yeah, Jack is for sure.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Cuomo guy.
Yeah,
for sure. And then that guy Pete, who's like the head writer.
I could see him be a Zoran guy. I think he would care for. I think he'd like because he has kids, right? I think he would like the childcare services, whatever Zoran is, whatever pie in the sky Zoran is peddling out there.
Do you think anybody from the original, like from Mad Men, if it was set today, do you think any of them would vote for Zoran?
No, I think they would have some very colorful language to describe Zoran. I think that's how that would go.
I think that's correct. And lastly, Sex and the City.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's start with Carrie.
Carrie's a Cuomo.
Okay, Samantha?
She's, I don't know. So I think because she is, I don't know, like the fact that she's as open sexually as she is could go both ways. She could really be into that Cuomo nipple ring thing. I think an older man in his 60s with the nipple ring kind of has, there's something there that she likes. So there's a chance that she goes there. What's the other one? The brunette?
Charlotte.
Definitely Cuomo. And Cynthia Nixon is by far and away the most badass celebrity when it comes to politics. Yeah. There's no way I'm not even gonna.
No, Miranda's fully voting for Zoran.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't want to go down that path.
It's very exciting. They also tried to do some shit. Jill Zarin, famously from Real Housewives of New York, now lives in Florida. She was like, I'm just saying, this morning she posted a story. She's like, I'm just saying, I heard that there are some ICE agents at polling stations. And, I just think people should be careful. And it's like, oh, so you're just repeating right-wing propaganda to get people to not go. And also, why would ICE? Illegal people cannot vote. Illegal immigrants cannot vote. Like, do you not understand how any of this works? These people are so stupid.
I did see this. I think your husband maybe shared a tweet. Or not a tweet, a truth. Not a truth.
Truth? Imagine.
what's the woke one called? Blue Sky? No.
Oh wow, yeah, Blue Sky. There's Threads.
And Threads. I think it may have been a Threads. I guess it was Mehdi
Yeah,
Hassan. Mehdi
yeah,
Hassan, right? He had but I guess what's his face? The piece of shit. Ted Cruz,
yeah,
right? He had this ballot that
yeah,
said either vote for a Democrat or just a Democrat or whatever. And then the second thing was something about a Marxist socialist,
yeah.
something that hates Americans,
Hmm.
right? So it is like at this point, it is so obvious that there is like they're not even talking about his policies. Like, so they'll talk about the policies and they'll only just say, well, having free buses and a rent freeze. And I don't know if anybody's going to make that happen, even though he's like, Zoran has offered many, many times to kind of showcase the numbers and be like, hey, this is how we're going to make it happen.
Yeah,
These are the ways that we're going to do it. But all it's so blatantly obvious that all this is about is just, hey, brown guy with a beard. You don't want that. He is not American. No matter how cool
they're
he
like,
is.
they're
Yeah,
like, okay, so 25 years after 9/11, they vote in a Muslim. I was
yeah,
like, okay, well, a Muslim wasn't the mayor when 9/11 happened, so
exactly.
I don't think it. I
I,
don't.
it's the other thing that I notice is that what they can't get around is the fact that the young people and
Mhm.
most people just think that Zoran is a cool person
Yeah.
because they're just not cool people. Like they're just a bunch of turds.
There's this video recently because, like, Cuomo at this point is just trying to do whatever he can. He's just
Mhm.
throwing anything to see if it sticks. The other day, he posted a video of himself next to a white Bronco, and he's like, "You guys think this is OJ's Bronco, but it's not." Like, okay. And then he started with his somebody said he's fingering the details of the car. He like turned to the side. He's like, this one has this like gold streak on the side. So nope, not OJ's Bronco, but a Bronco nonetheless. And it was like, what are you doing?
It was just an ad for a Bronco.
I don't know what it was. It was just that is just how the video was posted. I was like, does he drive that car? I don't know. Why is he what is this? It's just he's trying so hard. And like it's just like all of the AI videos he keeps posting are so racist. Like they're so racist. They're racist. They're Islamophobic in so many ways. Like that ballad that you're talking about. Speaking of television shows set in New York, you know who fucking posted that today? Fucking Deborah Messing, who's like the biggest Islamophobe of our generation on television. Like she's just fucking nuts. And so like it just yeah, like it's just blatant at this point.
Mhm.
Like if you want to hate brown people, I would suggest hating the brown people within your own party.
Or just come out and say, "Hey, I hate brown people." Like it would be nice if you could just do that because that's the message that we're receiving, anyways. Like I think one of the nice things that has happened for me personally, with everything that's happened with Zoran in the last 6 months, ever since he won the primary or whatever, is kind of how much it's opened my eyes. And in the back of your head, you always know this. You know that like, okay, so there's two parties in America, right? Like you've seen how the GOP acts. To me, the GOP is just like it's the worst of the worst. The GOP at this point is just like, hey, we're for white America.
Yeah.
We're for Christian white America. We're for straight Christian white America. And that's it. And we don't want any other part of this, right? The Democrats, for me, like that has been, if there's a party that I've identified with, it's been the Democrats. Like I said, like today I went straight down the line. I don't even know what else is there, right? And that's what people accuse us of just being like, hey, you're voting for party or whatever. But to me, it's been such an obvious choice since like 2004
Mhm.
that as an immigrant, as a person of color, as that there is really only one choice here because the other side is so blatantly racist,
Yeah.
right? Like they're blatantly like in 2004 the messaging was much more coded. Now it's just obvious and out there. So over the last 20 years or so, I've kind of had this kinship with the DNC. Like it's the party of Barack Obama for me. It's the party of Nancy Pelosi for me. Like
Yeah.
those are people that I look at as like liberal icons or whatever, right? Seeing how the DNC has treated Zoran over the last 4 or 5 months has really opened my eyes. And like it is, I really, really hope that he wins. And I really hope that these motherfuckers learn a lesson from it, but they won't because the party sucks, right?
Yeah.
They never understood, like the DNC itself never understood the reason why he is as popular as he is. So they've been trying to scramble and try to figure out. And the reason why he's as popular is because the things that he's talking about are things that common people recognize are problems in this country
Yeah.
and specifically in the city, and they want them fixed. And there are ways to fix them. Like, it's not like, every time they talk about him having these pie in the sky ideas, it's like, no, really, it's not that crazy. Like,
Yeah.
there is enough wealth in this country to make this shit happen, right?
Yeah.
And this is the shit that would be good for everybody. So they could have learned a lesson from that, but they didn't. And to see the way that they have conducted themselves, the way that none of them have denounced Andrew Cuomo, by the way. Like, where's Chuck Schumer denouncing Andrew Cuomo? He hasn't, right?
They haven't.
Like,
And this morning there was like a video from the Democrats like Instagram page or something of like, now's the time, like feel the blue or something. And it was like these videos of like Mikey and the woman running in Virginia and like Zoran. And I was like, you don't get to put his face in this. Are you fucking kidding me? It's like, no. Hakeem Jeffries said that he endorsed him. So it's like, no, it's too late. And you guys are only doing this because this week, Trump was like, Cuomo's my guy.
Yeah, it's yesterday. He was like, gotta vote for Cuomo.
Yeah, Elon Musk and Trump were like, no, we fucking love Cuomo. And Cuomo was like, what? He was on the Breakfast Club, I think, or like a podcast with Rosenberg and Ebro in the morning. And he was like, he was on the phone with them and they were like, Trump just endorsed you. What do you think about that? And he was like, no, he didn't. And they were like, no, it just happened. He just endorsed you. He hung up the call.
The kind of leadership I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's just like, the world is topsy-turvy. I don't know what it means. Like, I hope that the Democrats learn a lesson and they're like, yeah, we need to have more progressives in the front of our party. Like, I'm sure, like, if Chuck Schumer could just step aside and let like AOC take over, things would be like so much better. But this is just unfortunately the state that we're in. I hope that Zoran winning, hopefully, inshallah, if he wins, that's where the party heads. But you never know, because also this morning, Marjorie Taylor Greene was on The View saying things that I agree with.
I saw that. I was wondering about that. And we've talked about this before. And so, all right, what do you think? How do you look at that now, right?
She looks less ham hockey to me now. And I don't like how that makes me feel.
So, but isn't there something nice about that? Like, isn't there something like nice that we can take away from that and be like, you know what? People are evolving. Like, Marge is evolving in real time. Like, do you see that at all?
So
or are you just like, things are so dire?
I do think that Marge's evolution is not coming from a place of, I want equal rights for Black people, or I care about Muslims, or I care about immigrants. Her evolution is coming from the party that said that they would protect me, a woman, a white woman, from things like abusers, because the Epstein thing like really fucked her up. Because there were, I think, private sessions that happened on Capitol Hill where the Epstein survivors actually met with people in Congress, right? And there's like videos of like Nancy Mace coming out, like crying, and she's still a cunt. So like, you never know what's actually going to get the thing. Like she said on The View, she said, it seems like very rich and powerful men are being protected. And like, I want to do whatever I can to get those files released, because it's really about like young women, like girls. These girls that were like abused by him, right? And she says also about like, one of the most embarrassing things about being part of the Republican Party right now is that nobody's working. And she's like, everybody's working. You guys are working. I'm supposed to be working. No one is working right now. And the people that are suffering are all of us. And she is putting that on Mike Johnson, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Mike Johnson?
Yeah.
She's like, he's never around. He never has anything to say. She's like, he never has a solution for anything. And she's like, and on top of that, my party hasn't come up with any law that they're trying to overwrite. You're not coming up with an alternative plan. Like she said, there's no alternative plan for healthcare, right? So like, again, I don't know if all of those things that she's fighting for are necessarily coming from a place of she gives a shit about people that look like you and me. But I do think that like her switch up on the fact that we send money to Israel, right? Like that is a big problem. That comes from anti-Semitism, we know, a la Jewish lasers and all of that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But so it's like, I think that her desire for change is still, it's still self-preservation for her as a white woman.
A white woman.
I don't think that it necessarily comes from her giving a shit about like her neighbor, you know?
Yeah.
So there's still all of that. Like she's still terrible. Like, but it's like if she's, you know, again, if Ham Hock is going to lead the revolution to switch over, you know, to turn the GOP around, I'll support her.
Yeah, and I think as you've kind of gone through that, I came to that conclusion also, which is just that, you know, the standards for even for like what I expect out of GOP women now, my expectation from GOP women is that they are determined to make women's lives hell, because the way that they vote is just for all women. We just want to make it terrible, right? And to see somebody not want that, to see somebody say, hey, you know what? For some of these women, I would like to see actually some rights and stuff, like some justice and some of those things, right? It's, I guess, more of a reflection of like the dire times that we live in.
Yeah,
but I'm just like, hey, man, like this feels like a win. I see Marge on the video. I'm like, hey, Marge, go for it.
Yeah, like
listen, she was bronze, by the way.
She was like, Sunny, I don't know what her last name is, but she was like, I'm actually very surprised by how you are. Like, I was not expecting this. So I also want to look into who's doing Marge's PR in the off season. You know what I mean?
Maybe. Yeah. And actually, as we're talking about this, I just remembered that at one time she chased David Hogg around and
I was literally just going to say that. Called him a crisis, like, what is it?
A crisis actor.
After his... After this, she survived a shooting, like a horrific school shooting.
Jesus.
So, you know what? We take it back. Let's stop platforming Marjorie Taylor Greene. Marjorie, go yell at the white dudes in your party, okay? Get out of here. Listen, we as a group of Browns, we need to talk about some of the news coming out of the Browns. We mentioned this last week about obviously the way that Vivek is being perceived by the party that under the flag with which he's running. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So a lot of racism recently. Now, you're familiar with Dinesh D'Souza, yes?
Oh, I'm a big fan of his work. I've been a big fan of his work for many, many years.
So Vivek on Hallows Eve, on Halloween, he posted a picture with his children in a dinosaur costume and what looks like Optimus Prime. And these are the comments that were left on his post. Halloween is a white holiday, just like Thanksgiving and Christmas. Please make a note of it. How many folks... Oh, wait, hold on. They celebrate Halloween in India? You aren't Christian. Stop wearing our religion like a skin suit. I was like, Halloween? Optimus Prime? I don't understand. A dinosaur?
I didn't know Optimus Prime was a member of the Mormon Church?
I don't know. Oh my God. Is this before or after you bathe in shit? Indians pretending to be American. I'm America first. I am a white woman. Hold on. Oh no, never mind. This is a positive comment. Never mind. Imagine how much happier Halloween would be if you and your family lived in the ancestral home of India.
I saw one that said you dress them up as the scariest thing you can imagine, H-1B workers.
Okay.
So racist.
That's just mean. You must come to Christ, Vivek. God made you in his image too. Mm-hmm. Like, just, you know, it's crazy. Anyway, so he posted that, and then those are the comments. And Dinesh D'Souza said, look at the abuse Vivek is getting for posting an innocuous photo with his boys. This is the shit show that Heritage and Tucker have brought upon us. If this continues, I would not be surprised to see a mass desertion of blacks, Latinos, and other minorities from the GOP. Unreal. You know, it's funny he didn't mention his own group of people in that, but yeah, so it's like, you know, have you heard that song, I Never Thought the Leopards Would Eat My Face? It's like, you voted for the leopard face eating party. So it's just like, what do you want from this?
2 days before he posted that also, right? He posted a clip of Charlie Kirk and him. They were sitting together, and somebody asked a question about the founding fathers being white, and if that, I think if didn't that mean that America was meant for white people?
Yeah.
And Charlie Kirk in that setting said, "Hey, where does it say that it, it's just about white people? The founding fathers were about man, blah 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 blah." It was like a very, and it's because Vivek was sitting next to him, but Charlie Kirk was really animated about it. And Vivek's post just said, "We need you, man," or like, "We miss you, man," right?
Yeah.
And the response to that was Charlie Kirk's fans reposting Charlie Kirk's comments about how he felt about immigration, which is, hey, we don't want people from the third world country, right? And I think that to me is exactly, that's more of a microcosm of the problem
Yeah.
than the Halloween thing. Like the Halloween thing, yes, I expect people to be racist pieces of shit anytime there's a minority thing. Especially now, especially with what Twitter or X is now meant for. Like that's what it's meant for. It's meant for you to be openly racist. It is something that they're encouraging or whatever. But that Charlie Kirk thing was, it showed me, well, this is a problem with you thinking that Charlie Kirk was your man, that Charlie Kirk was your brother, that Charlie Kirk
Yeah.
wanted you as part of this when he clearly wasn't that person, right? Yes, in that moment, he probably came to your defense, but you're not a stupid person. Like, you can see the entire picture. And just because you post a video of somebody that is looked at as a martyr on the right doesn't mean that the right is looking for you in that situation, right? The martyrdom that they cared about with Charlie Kirk was how hard he was working for a white supremacist America. Like that was his big thing. That is a big thing that drew a lot of people to Charlie Kirk, right? And so I don't know if it is short-sightedness from these people. Like I don't know if Vivek Ramaswamy is so dumb that he can't put two and two together, or if he's just openly grifting and he thinks that he can survive on the grift. As a brown person, I would like to think that we are smarter than that. I would like, and that's a stereotype for us. We're smart. Like I would think that you would have your eyes open to that stuff. At the same time, as I get older and I kind of look at some of the things that we were taught as kids, just kind of in the culture or whatever, our regions and our people have been so fucking terribly abused by colonialism and like the psychological effects of that I don't know if Vivek Ramaswamy doesn't see it. Like he may just be blind to it. He may just think that, hey, being white is right, and as long as I follow the patterns and as long as I do all the things that they want me to do and as long as I say the things that, like, how, do you remember how he came into prominence, Vivek?
Because he was rapping, I think.
No, he wrote a book about the dangers of wokeism. Right?
Oh, that was him.
That was his big thing, right? And it was like, oh, okay, well, we have this brown guy who is railing out against wokeism. Of course, you take him in that moment to make your point, and then after that, you discard him and you get rid of him because he's done the thing that you wanted them to do. I wonder if Vivek sees that as he's going through this process, or if he's just like, ah, fuck it. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But I mean, I'm really happy at this point. I'm 40, you're 42. I don't know how many years I've been blathering about colonialism with you, but it is very exciting for you to say it.
Wait, you're acting like I am pro-colonialism.
No, I'm not saying you're pro-colonialism, but I will say that sometimes when I say, oh, it's because of, colonialism, you're like, is it? And I'm like, no, it is. Okay.
You answered this question. Which one of us eats rice with his hands?
Okay, no, I'm just saying sometimes I do too. Okay, I'm getting a manicure tomorrow to cut my nails short so that I can, because my nails are so long, I haven't been able to eat rice with my hands. It's very upsetting. But my point is, I think you're right. Like, I think that even when you talk to people in our age group, right, that are not interested at all in becoming politicians, just when you hear them talk about their like what they view as success, it's very much driven by like the white view of, success. And it is very exclusionary. It does not include Black people. There's no Black people in their view of success. It's like them and white people and Asians. And it's like that. It's that whole model minority bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned Charlie Kirk, right? And these things that happened a couple days ago. We must talk about this event at Ole Miss that Turning Point did. And Erica Kirk introduced her new lover, allegedly, JD Vance. She was dressed in leather like a lazy boy furniture store.
What was that? I mean, listen, I have never been a mourning widow, so I don't know if I should be.
No. Listen, I will say she can wear whatever she wants, but
Of
those
course,
leather pants were to remind JD of what he could be missing. Okay. You know that man knows his way around leather. Yeah, like a lazy boy recliner. He was like, if you move your hand down enough, you could get the lever that opens up the bottom. Anyway,
I saw a tweet. I'm sure you have to say more about this, but I saw a tweet that said that usually when a wife is upset at a husband for acting like this, she sends him to the couch. But poor Usha doesn't even have that option.
No, that's correct. Exactly.
Because he'll fuck it.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got it. So at this event, Erica Kirk introduced him. They embraced in a way that was perplexing.
The hand behind the head, like that is a very intimate move.
No, real. Who has ever hugged you that way?
I don't want to say.
Like, I don't think. I don't even like. I think that if I was to hug my husband that way, he would be like, "Whoa, it's the middle of the day. What are you doing?" Like,
I would.
Yeah, it's a sign.
If an attractive lady hugged me that way, if she put her hands behind my head, have you seen that GIF? I say GIF.
I know.
Of George Costanza after he gets a massage from a man, and he goes, "It moved. It would move."
Yeah, of course. So, she's talking about, she's like, nothing's gonna replace Charlie, but JD is really close. Mm-hmm. He's like him. He has a wife, whatever. Anyway, and then she introduces him, but then also while he was up there was this Indian woman that came and asked him a really long question about like immigration. Did you see that clip? She was amazing. So she was like, how can you talk about having a wife who's an immigrant? How can you raise children who are half Indian? How can you, as America, create these avenues that made immigration for us easier, and we paid money into your system to become immigrants, and now you're saying that we're too much? How do you do that, right? And I don't think that he answered anything really that well, but he did say this thing about how he's raising his children Christian.
Yep.
And that when he met Usha was like atheist agnostic, and Usha's not religious at all in her Hinduism. And so they're raising these Christian children. And he says, I always say, like, to Usha, it would be amazing if you did eventually also take Christ or whatever. But if she doesn't, that's just something that she and I will have to talk about. And I was like,
listen, all that happened is my wife's going to burn in hell. Big fucking deal.
Big deal. I mean, what's the big deal? Okay, we got married. I was an atheist. Okay, then I got involved with some people. This hot chick with the leather pants put her hand behind my neck. Okay.
This episode is brought to you by Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus has movies. So many movies. The movies you've seen 1,000 times and could watch 1,000 more. Iconic movies your friends can't believe you haven't seen. New movies, classic movies, new takes on classic movies. So whether you're into Top Gun or The Naked Gun, Mean Girls or Mission Impossible, Smurfs or Sonic the Hedgehog, there's a mountain of movies to discover on Paramount Plus. Start streaming today.
And
you think before they went out, Erica Kirk helped him reapply his mascara? I think that's a 100%. Final straw.
No, because, and you know what, that's fucked up, because that he gets Hashmi Kajal from his wife, because that's the premium Kajal in South Asia. Okay. Now people are feeling bad for Usha. Do you think that we should be feeling bad for Usha?
I'll say this, man. The first time I saw that clip of Erica Kirk, the word that flashed before my eyes was Satan,
which means mistress.
which means mistress in Hindi.
Yeah.
I felt the same way about her as I think Beyonce felt about Ali Larter in that one movie. Do you remember that? Where she was married to Idris Elba?
I do.
Do I feel bad for Usha? I'll say what I feel bad for Usha for. And I actually feel bad going back to Vivek Ramaswamy also. His wife, what I remember about her during his campaign was that he was going out of his way to sidestep any sort of pro-vaccine for the pandemic, like anything pro-COVID vaccine. And she had to kind of sidestep that conversation because she is a fucking doctor. She went to medical school, right? What I feel bad for Usha for is that this is a woman that went to Yale, and this is, and I think she went to law school or whatever, right? What I feel bad about is that she is obviously, when you are a politician's wife or whatever, you're on the sidelines or whatever, right? But to see both of these brown women who not at some point, who had to work their asses off to professionally be where they have to be, to now just be like this side thing that they have to take a backseat to their fucking idiot husbands because that is the role that a wife plays, right?
Yeah.
As a brown person, when I think about Usha, what I would say is, man, like, I don't know how you continue to be with somebody who is so obviously destructive to minorities.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like, there was a point in JD Vance's political career, probably around like 2016 to like 2018, when he was anti-Trump, when he was the guy from Yale, when he was out there being this smart person who was anti-Trump, because obviously anybody with a brain should be anti-Trump, right? At that point, like, that kind of coupling makes sense to me. And that kind of coupling, that even though it does follow those tropes of my model minority or whatever, but like what I see in her at that point is just, okay, this is a person that worked really hard. She fell in love with a white man. The white man also seems to be like, listen, they got married in like a Hindu ceremony. He seems to be open to all this stuff. At that point, you go, okay, well, she fell in love with this guy. That's okay.
In a hopeless place.
In a hopeless place. Yeah, exactly. But like over the last 5 years, I think it is, I don't care how many fucking kids you have. Yeah. I think it's your responsibility. Like, fucking leave. I don't feel bad for Usha today. I really don't.
No, I don't feel bad for her. Okay. We all know in Usha, like I said, I know too many people in real life who are not interested at all in being political, anything, when they talk about their proximity to whiteness. That seems to trump everything. Their idea of success is all based in whiteness. So no thanks, Usha. But watch your back, because that's moves are being made, Ush.
She is coming hard.
She is coming in hot for your man. Okay.
Laser beams.
Yeah. Now you were requested, somebody requested, they said, can Raheel do like a sports segment? And that's a big change, because some people said enough with the sports. So this might be a segment we do all the time. It might not, but I did want to open up sports talk with you.
Oh my God. First of all, whoever this person was, do we have a name?
I'm sure we do. I'm so sorry I didn't write it down.
Wow, that's fucked up. My one fan. I would say thank you so much. This is what I've been pining for. I think that there's so many great things that we can learn about society
all right,
through the lens of sports. I would love to talk about it more, but unfortunately, a minister in Salt Lake City farted, so we have to talk about that instead.
Should we have a music segment to this? Should we add a music to the brand, like the music to the cue in the sports thing? Because
so people know when to fucking leave.
Yeah, the only song I hear in my head is the SNL basketball. Give me the ball, and I'm gonna dunk it.
NBA on NBC is back. That's not what I want to talk about, but NBA on NBC is back.
I know, and
that music is still playing, and it's amazing. Yeah. Anyways, I wanted to tell you about 3 different stories.
Okay,
that I think.
Ready
and we'll judge this by whether or not how quickly you go to your cell phone.
Okay, great.
And start
Let me
scoring.
get all my blinks in. Okay, I'm focused.
I want to talk about these three different stories for a reason. So the first two are stories that I think have broken containment, for lack of a better word,
Okay.
from the sports realm, and they are about something more.
Okay.
And I wanted to it's like I'm doing a book report as a third grader, and I'm explaining it to my parent. Come on, big guy. And then the third one is something that my best friend Jamie Allrunner requested, and I think that all three of them can kind of be tied together.
Okay,
right?
great. The
So
floor is yours.
the first one that I want to ask you. So, what do you know about the gambling scandal in the NBA? Do you know anything about that?
Nothing.
Have you heard about it?
Nope.
All right. So, like, you know, the brief background of it is there is currently an FBI investigation.
Is it like match fixing in Pakistan? Is it like one of those situations?
It could be. So a part of it is kind of like match fixing, which is a player named Terry Rozier was arrested because there was. Do you know how bets work?
Yeah.
You don't, right? So there's
do.
over and under. You can go over and under, right? So what you can do in the NBA is you can bet the under on how much a player is going to score or how many rebounds they're going to get, blah, blah, blah. And you can include it as part of your bet, right? So Terry Rozier got arrested for that because it was very clear that he faked an injury one game. And you know, so it was very clear that he did that. And what's interesting about that is at the time that it happened, right, the sports books, so FanDuel and DraftKings, they highlighted it and they told the NBA that this might be happening. The reason why they did was because there were a lot of under bets on Terry Rozier, which is uncommon. Like, you don't go out of your way to bet against a certain player like that. It's just a random thing, right? And so when they saw the amount of bets that were being made, they alerted the NBA. The NBA did its own investigation and said, nothing to see here. There's nothing wrong here, right? They didn't suspend Terry Rozier or anything like that. But the FBI did an investigation, and as a result of the investigation, Terry Rozier has gotten arrested, and that's a case that's going on. Another part of that investigation is there's a coach named Chauncey Billups who got arrested
He used
as
to be
part
a
of his
player.
Ah, yeah. Look at you.
Only because the name was so silly.
It's a great name.
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups also got arrested, but he got arrested as part of this sting on an underground poker game where they like clearly like cheated people out of money. Like, so that if you have the time, which you don't, and you don't care, it's really interesting to see how they did it. I will also say, actually, let me stop here and just say, in terms of recommending people to like listen to sports things and like sports news, you can listen to a lot of bad sports takes, but if you are interested in learning about sports, remember that Pablo Torre guy who was reporting on, listen to Pablo Torre's podcast on this stuff. It's amazing. Right?
Okay, great.
So that's what's going on in
Pablo, invite us to your podcast.
I wish. Every time Pablo Torre has a new podcast, it's like it's the most exciting thing that happens to me because you always learn something new.
All right.
So that's basically what's been going on with the gambling investigation. The tricky thing about that conversation, though, is the amount of money that the leagues are now getting from gambling companies, right? So like FanDuel and DraftKings, every time you watch a game, you can bet on a game. Every time they're podcasts, they're all sponsored by these gambling companies. So you go, okay, where is if there's going to be so much money being made in gambling through these leagues, isn't this something that you should expect? And doesn't the onus of some of this stuff fall on the owners, right?
Yeah.
So that's basically what's going on with that story. The second story I want to talk about is Kawhi Leonard. So I mentioned this a little bit before, but it is actually something else that Pablo Torre discovered. But long story short on that one is it's very obvious that the Clippers used a company to get around salary cap rules. So do you know what a salary cap is?
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking to you like a child.
Do you know what salary is? Salary?
Do you know what a cap is? Like a hat?
Like a hat that you would put on a stick of celery? Anyway.
It's
Yeah,
a
I know what a
billion-dollar
salary
idea.
cap is, you
No,
stupid
wait.
bitch.
Can we talk about salary caps and can we market those?
No, well, why would you put a hat on your salary?
Wait, bro, you would eventually put it on your penis. That's how those things work.
Okay, anyway. Yes.
Long story short, NBA has a salary cap, right? Kawhi
Uh-huh.
Leonard was a free agent in 2019. The Clippers really wanted him. At that point, all of the teams could basically offer him the same amount of money, right? The Clippers got him. At the time, the Raptors, who were another organization that was going after Kawhi Leonard, said that something does not smell right here. Like, it's like in our conversations with Kawhi Leonard, it was very obvious that his uncle, who handles all of his dealings, was asking for way more stuff under the table, right? Once again, the NBA investigated it, said nothing to see here, right? What Pablo Torre's reporting shows is that there's this company called Aspiration that the Clippers basically used to get around the salary cap and pay Kawhi under the table $28 million. So it's very obvious that that's something that's happened, right? If you look at the reporting, the NBA right now is still investigating that thing, right? And they're like, well, we have to see hard proof, blah, 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 blah. The telling thing for me, as I've been kind of following that story, has been looking at the obvious, like the reporting from Pablo Torre and how obvious it is that this is a thing that happened. And then kind of seeing how it's covered in mainstream media, like mainstream sports, because mainstream sports like ESPN and all those companies, right? They have a working relationship with the NBA and the leagues and all that stuff, right? So they have to be protective of them. They have to be protective of the product, because if you stop believing that the NBA is legit, then you're not going to watch the product. Like, that's the thing that's happening. So that's basically what's been going on with Kawhi Leonard. The third thing that I want to talk about is Nafisa Collier. Do you know who Nafisa Collier is? Yes, you do. She is a WNBA player.
I was going to say that.
Yeah. She is an incredible basketball player. She's one of the best players in the world. She plays for the Minnesota Lynx, who got robbed last year of a championship because they wanted to give it to New York. There was
I do know Nafisa. She spells it with a PH.
Yeah, they call her Fisa. She's the best. She's amazing, right? Okay. So Nafisa Collier had an injury happen to her, right? And because of that injury, she's probably going to be out for a year. At the end, after that game or whatever, she had a post-game press conference, and she talked about not just the injury, but she also talked about what she sees as lack of leadership from the WNBA, right? From the owners and the commissioners, and she called it out, right? The details of that story are that something that's happened that WNBA players have complained a lot about this year is there's been a lot more physicality in the games. There's a lot more fighting. There's a lot more, they aren't calling fouls properly.
People are throwing dicks on the courts.
People are throwing dicks on the courts. Like, when you think of a WNBA environment in 2025, the thing that seems to be what's drawing people to the games and the things that people are talking about, number one are the fits. Number one is like, hey, this is what the ladies look like when they walk in. And when they talk about that, there's certain people that they like to highlight, like your girl, Sophie Cunningham, who I know I know you have a Sophie Cunningham jersey, right? Your MAGA Barbie. Number one is that. Number two is the increased physicality and how quickly they are looking to make it about race, right? Yeah. So when you think about, what's her face?
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark. Look at that. I forgot her name. She was out all year. When you think about Caitlin Clark, what's the storyline? What was the thing that was most like, obviously she's great or whatever, but people were talking about, oh, people are beating up Caitlin Clark. Yeah. Oh, all these women don't even see. They're so stupid that they're injuring the person that they're all going to be making money off of. Like, it's all coded like racism or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's basically what's been going on. So Nafisa Collier said that, I met with the commissioner And I talked to her and I told her that all I told her was, you know, what's important to us as players is that you just bring us in on the conversation. That's
Yeah.
all we're looking for, right?
Yeah.
Because when you talk about the WNBA, it's very easy for people to say, well, all they want is to get paid more, but they're not generating the same revenue as the men. And so it's just so stupid for them to even ask, right? Like that's how quickly that conversation is dismissed. And then the other conversation is about, well, the women's sport is boring, blah, 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 right? So it's very easy to be dismissive of that conversation. What Nafisa Collier said was that her conversation with the commissioner went really, really poorly. The commissioner was telling her that Caitlin Clark should consider herself lucky to even be somebody that has a league to play in, so that she can generate all of this revenue outside of the game, right? Because we're not generating enough. So she came out and she made those comments. The way that I think all of these things are related is because I think, when we're talking about like what is important in sports and what is like, how do you root for teams? Who are good people to root for? The way that I have consumed sports over the last 25, 30 years is basically just to go by what the mainstream media tells me, right? So like when I think about players and when I think about somebody like Allen Iverson, whose documentary I just watched, I have this perception of Allen Iverson just being like this, hey, he's a bad character. He's a bad character, and that's all you need to know about him because mainstream media is telling me he's a bad character, right? When you think about like what makes a champion, when you think about all of those things are narratives that are built by media companies. And then the media companies are also in cahoots with the owners, right? I think the point that Nafisa Collier was trying to make, and the point that all sports fans also need to start thinking about, is like, where is the accountability? What is the thing that we're rooting for, right? Nafisa Collier isn't looking for more money. She's too smart of a person to just be like, hey, I'm looking for more money. She even said, I'm not talking about money in this conversation. I'm not even talking about injuries. I think what she's looking for is, they have a stage right now. And what they want to do is they want to take advantage of that stage by getting their own stories out, right?
Yeah.
And that is how you grow the sport. Like Nafisa Collier is somebody that went to Stanford, right?
Yeah.
I've talked in the past about who Maya Moore was and all the great things that she's done. The WNBA still is not doing a good job of representing the actual women that play, right?
Like,
because they are looking for these shortcuts. They're looking for a shortcut of like generating controversy from like these fights, or having a hot blonde lady like Sophie Cunningham that's out there. So yeah, that was it.
I mean, I think it's interesting, right? Because the first two stories you were talking about were like obviously these like negative things that happen, the players do and whatever, and the NBA and the teams and the owners and all these things, they like jump through all these hoops to like protect the players and make sure that the game is still good. And sure, they might get a fine or arrested or whatever or be taken off, but they do enough to still protect the brand or the product, like you said, right? And obviously it sounds like what Nafisa Collier is saying is you're not viewing the product as a viable product to even market.
Nope. Exactly. Yeah.
Well, Raheel, you know what the reason for that is?
What?
The patriarchy.
I agree. Listen, I agree with the patriarchy, right? I mean,
You agree?
I agree with the patriarchy.
Whoa!
I agree that the patriarchy is somewhat to blame in this, but I also think that like the commissioner of the WNBA is a woman, right? And now are her thoughts and the way that she acts probably affected by the patriarchy also? Probably. But I don't know. Like, I don't know what the solution here is, other than I think it is incumbent on fans to kind of do the work that the media won't do and kind of like learn about these players. There's incredible people that play in all these sports, right? So,
well, thanks for your book report.
I don't know. I don't know if that went well. I don't know if that was too convoluted. I don't know if we want to like. Why don't you just put everything that I just said into ChatGPT and just say, "Hey, ChatGPT, make this moron make sense."
No, I think it's fine. No, you did a great job. Person who requested sports, let us know if you'd like us to continue this. Now, Raheel, I want to end the chat with two things. One is people announced sexiest man of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting. Very, very exciting for me. It went to Jonathan Bailey.
Yeah.
Woo. He is so hot.
Yeah, I mean, if you like white men like that, I guess.
He's a gay man.
Oh, okay. He's not white?
It's different. He's British. It's fine. Colonialism. What? Now, did you only discover him through Wicked?
I've only seen one Jonathan Bailey product, and it was Wicked. Yes.
Oh my God. Really? You got to get yourself on some Bridgerton. Okay.
I'm never watching Bridgerton. That's never ever happened.
A season of Bridgerton. Okay.
No,
Watch
I
a
don't
season of Bridgerton. It's so Desi because he is with a Desi girl in his season of Bridgerton. Okay.
Yeah, that seems like colonialism to me. A white man.
It is, but it's cute because it's very Bollywood. The whole
And
season.
he's hot.
And he's so hot. And their chemistry is off the charts because you know what? Women feel safer around gay men. So they will open themselves up to be like, whatever. But their chemistry is incredible. I'm just very excited for him. Did you see the pictures? There's one of him very interestingly sucking down a lolly. It looks like an ice pop. Very suggestive. I looked at that picture and I said, whoa, if I had a penis, it would move.
Jonathan Bailey, people. Now he is, as I understand it, the first gay man to be people's sexiest man in the world.
I think so. You know, I was worried because we've had a few blunders the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that Blake Shelton year really fucked us all up. We said, what's going on here?
When was that?
I think it was like 2017. It was like right at the height of MAGA. It was like, haven't we been through enough? People let's just keep going with this.
Now, you said that he was sucking on a lollipop. He is not. He is sucking on a popsicle.
A popsicle.
Or as I would like to call it in this situation, an ice lolly. He's sucking an ice lolly.
It is such an ice lolly. It is fully an ice lolly. Okay, let's look. Let's look at this list. Like last year it was fucking John Krasinski. Like, what are we doing here?
Was it really? And I like John Krasinski, but that's the thing. Like,
you can't do that, okay?
Now, aside from the fact that he's a gay man, and obviously you like Jonathan Bailey or whatever,
mm-hmm.
Is there a need for people's Sexiest Man Alive edition still? And also, what are you looking for from your Sexiest Man Alive in 2025?
No, that's a great question. I don't think that is meant for anything besides either delighting me or enraging me. Like, it does nothing for me. I get excited about the issue coming out every year. I'm looking at the list. It was like Patrick Dempsey got in 2023, and it was like, okay, okay.
We were wondering how that happened. Is he back?
Like, okay, I guess. But like the year before that, it was Chris Evans, and the year before that, it was like Paul Rudd and Michael B. Jordan and John Legend and Idris Elba, right? Which I feel like Idris, John Legend, Michael B. Jordan, Paul Rudd, Chris Evans came to us because of the Blake Shelton blunder the year before.
I think they were correcting themselves.
They were, because Blake Shelton is sandwiched between Chris Hemsworth, David Beckham, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Idris Elba. Like,
well, as I understand this edition, it is purely PR, right? Like, it's like, hey, it's your time now. We'll sell
like the
some
second part of Wicked is coming out.
Like, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why. That's the reason why we're doing this. I mean, I don't know. Listen, if it gets the needle moving, if you know what I mean.
if it gets the needle moving.
And it sounds like your needle's been moved. I guess that makes sense. I would put it in the same category as knowing who was on a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue.
Yeah.
Way back when, right? Of course, I haven't seen a Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue since 1999 because I don't think that it's necessary anymore. But I guess this is nice for the gals. Hey, gals, you guys got to think.
Hey, one for the tarts.
Yeah, one for the tarts. Hey, there you go. Diddle yourself.
Not diddle yourself. What is wrong with you? The internet exists. Nobody's like, let me go to the grocery store and
That's-
pick up sexiest man of the year.
That is my point. If the internet exists, what is the
No,
purpose of it?
I don't think this is for actual sexual gratification. I think this is just to delight, just to get people like, oh, that's fun. That's why last year when it was John Krasinski, we went, what?
Yeah. It's like an amuse-bouche of horniness. Just a little taste.
Yeah, and you know
It's
what?
not a full meal.
No, and also like this is, I don't know, he's just so cute to me, Jonathan Bailey. There's something very Bollywood about him. Like I think in every movie or anything I've ever seen him in, I'm like, could you be Shah Rukh Khan? Like I don't know what's happening here, but I do love him. I'm very excited for him. He can't take a bad picture. In interviews, he seems like a delight. He said in one of those, I saw a clip and it was like, people wants to know what's the sexiest man alive's idea of a perfect date. And he was like, dinner, I think he said dinner, a walk, and Legos. And I was like, that is perfect, Jonathan.
See, this is the reason why you can blame the patriarchy all you want. You are the fucking problem here.
No, one of the most embarrassing things about me is that I am attracted to men, unfortunately. Okay? It's not great. I don't love it.
Legos got you?
Legos got me. I wanted to ask you something as we wrap up this chat today, about something that happened on the internet that led to a person yelling at me about being having a uncultured palate.
Ooh.
Somebody on the internet posted about how one of the things that pisses them off when they watch the show Nobody Wants This, which is on Netflix, is watching them put cream cheese directly on a bagel without buttering it first. And everybody went, what? What do you mean? And apparently this person said that why would you just put cream cheese on a dry ass bagel? It needs to be buttered first. And that really pissed me off because that just means that you have shitty bagels. If you have to butter it first.
So I don't know if we have a time to do a deep dive on this, but I remember the first bagel I ever had. It was 1993. It was in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It was at our friend's, the Kamal's house. It was the first time that I'd seen that piece of bread the way that it was. It was toasted, and there was plain cream cheese on it, and my life changed in that moment. It was amazing. Yeah. It's probably, in terms of breakfast breads, bagel is my go-to, right?
Yeah.
So yes, I do agree with you that there's nothing that beats a plain bagel, toasted plain bagel with cream cheese. What I also know is in 2004, I was working, I think as like in an internship or something. And there used to be a breakfast truck outside. And I used to get a bagel in the morning. And that guy used to slather that shit in butter before he toasted it. And then he put the cream cheese on top of it. And I hate to tell you this, but it is a fucking game changer. Have you ever had a buttered bagel with cream cheese?
No.
It's fantastic.
Because,
you gotta try it.
Here's the thing. Controversial opinion for me is that I don't want my toasted.
You want a cold bagel?
No, a good fresh bagel that's room temperature. Okay, a good one. Right? You go to like my bagel place here, they get rid of the bagels at the end of the day. And they're only open until 2, right? So like the bagels are fresh, right?
Yeah.
They're so big, the hole in the middle is barely a dimple. Okay. No hole to be seen. Okay. That's how I like them. And then you just cut them.
Yeah.
And it's just so like, it's perfectly already crisp on the outside and it's soft on the inside. And then my bagel order is cream cheese, red onion, tomato, cucumber, dill, salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil.
I don't know if the cucumber for me would work in that thing.
Or the tomato, because you don't like tomato.
I don't really like tomatoes, but I can see it on a bagel, I guess. But that bagel, don't you think it would be much better if it's toasted?
I'm sure it would be fine if it was toasted, but I like to maintain the sanctity of the bagel.
Okay. That makes sense.
I don't need it
Isn't
to be toasted because you know what? Sometimes you ask for a toasted bagel and it gets a little hard and it hurts my mouth. And if the roof of your mouth gets scratched up with a bagel, you're done for the rest of the day.
Oh yeah, you hate your life. You like that piece of skin that's just like
it's
on
the
the roof.
worst. It's the worst.
If you eat like Desi food, the spice gets into it.
Oh, it's terrible. So anyway, I said this has to be because they have shitty bagels, and somebody said, no, Montreal bagels are actually better than New York bagels. Sorry. And I said, is it better if it requires buttering first? And they said, don't conflate better taste and condiment layering because you lack palate and culture to do so. And I was like, why is everybody so mad? I cannot believe layering butter and cream cheese equates cultured palate.
I don't know if the culture seems a little bit pointed. It feels a little bit.
I'm Desi. What? Don't talk to me about condiments. You don't even know what achar is. Like, get out of here.
Your room temperature bagel. Is it hard to spread the cream cheese on there, or is the cream cheese soft? I guess
I'm not spreading it. I'm not
somebody else is
spreading.
doing
I'm
it.
going to a bagel place. Okay. Now I will say, if I have a bagel at home and it's like in my fridge, it's from the grocery store or whatever, of course I would toast that. Just lightly toasted.
Right.
But I cannot do the butter and the cream cheese together.
Have you tried it though? Just try it.
No, but I do like butter and jam on my cream cheese on my bagel, or cream cheese and jam.
I like butter in everything. There's nothing that, you add butter and it doesn't take away from anything. It usually just enhances things, right?
Yeah, it's just an extra step too far, I think.
You're not the one that's doing it.
No, I know you're right. Now I'm taking it back. Maybe that guy's right. I'm conflating
go apologize to that person. Yeah.
Anyway.
Uncultured swine.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it for this chat. The polls, I think, are just about to close.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how my paramour at the poll, my polls paramour is doing today.
You think he's still there?
No, he goes to bed at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
He was an old man. He's done. Anyway, thanks for listening to this episode, guys. Hopefully we have good news next week.
Yeah, I'd be so disappointed.
I will be back to talk about housewives and such, Big Brother and whatnot.